Greetings, welcome back to Moto Matters. We finished riding for the day. Now I'm going to show you the post-ride maintenance that we do every week when we finish riding the bikes. Good, just basic for if you're just getting into bikes. This is the kind of stuff you need to learn, you need to be doing every time you ride the motorcycle. First thing, you wash it. And while you wash it, you actually inspect the bike, looking for loose spokes, looking for missing or loose nuts and bolts, inspecting any damage from crashes, things like that, just as you're scrubbing up. Here's a long bristle brush to get in. I have a short bristle brush. This we use only for the greasy areas. A rag or a wash mitt for wiping plastic and all that. And you four-stroke guys, Scotch-Brite pad. Scrub those header pipes up. Get them nice and clean. Just throw it in while you're there. Takes the filth and the dried on mud right off. We're using dish soap. You can get bike wash if you want. But I think a nice degreaser, just your regular dish soap that you use in the kitchen. And before you start washing, you need one of these. Nice little exhaust plug. They clog up the exhaust. And also, these are tiny airbox vents. If you have large ones, slap some duct tape over them. So, as most of you know, we just really ride in a dust bowl near desert. So you just spray it down. If it's actually heavily soiled, a lot of mud stick to it, get out the pressure washer. You want to be careful. Don't hit your graphics at an angle with the pressure washer. You'll blow the stickers off. And you also don't want to get in your linkage where there's grease with the pressure washer and blast it. You'll blast all the grease out. So pressure wash, yeah, if you have to, or just spray and bucket wash, because then that doesn't get water in places you don't want it. So I'm not just cleaning the hub, I'm actually making sure the sprocket bolts are tight. Okay, post-wash, first thing you want to do, get all the water off. Should have let it air dry. I do it all the time. Now some people might use compressed air. What you're doing there is you have so much force, you're driving water into places you don't want to. So the pros don't do this. Here's what the pros use. Blow all the water off, get the water out so they can work on the bike. You've got it blown off, now you want to lube the chain, you don't want this rusting. I just use WD-40. If I use anything that's too sticky, all the dust sticks to it and kinks up the chain. But use whatever works best for your type of dirt. A little trick, I didn't clean this area on purpose. I get all that chain gunk. WD-40 on a rag. That stuff just wipes right off. Cleans real easy. While you're down here, check your chain free play. I normally eyeball like that and call it good enough. Or you can break out the tape measure, fancy tool. 3/4, 2.5 inches. That means I got 1 1/4. I'm good on free play. If not, loosen your axle nut, loosen your lock nuts, and adjust it back equally. We're letting the air out of the shocks for 2 reasons. 1, performance. Build up air that makes a harsher ride, as the air forks have taught us. 2, that'll blow fork seals. Sits in a hot trailer all week long wherever you keep your bike. That air pressure will build up and you'll go through fork seals a lot faster. So let the air out after, and honestly, every ride, and even between rides of the races, for optimum suspension performance. Or maintenance just after you ride it. Every ride, every time you ride, inspect your air filter. A dirty air filter is horrible for an engine. So here we're going to look at it. Didn't ride very much, and Matt and I didn't ride near each other, so it's really clean. But if there's any dirt on it, I swap it out. You always want to have at least 2 air filters, so you're not sitting with an open air box unless you have an air box cover. So what we do, keep a pair of rubber gloves around, throw them on, pull out the dirty air cleaner. Then ditch these because they're covered in dirt. Get some nitrile, latex, some just regular rubber gloves. Oil up a new filter, slap her in. You always want a clean air filter. So this is an absolute must. Every time you ride, inspect the air filter. Clean air filter, clean oil is how you keep an engine running a long time. But as you can tell, this air filter, man, you can't even see any dirt on it. So I'm going to call it good and put the seat back on. I did this while washing, but if you haven't, now's the time. Check sprocket bolts and just give all your spokes a little squeeze, looking for loose ones. Because you never know when they'll break loose on you. So the last thing you want to do is check your hour meter, see if you're due for an oil change or any other maintenance that is on a regular schedule. I do oil every 5 to 6 hours, maybe 10 if I've been doing a lot of like road, trail riding type stuff on the 4-strokes. I go every 3 hours on the transmission on the 2-stroke. Also every 10 hours on swing arm linkage and steering head. That's really maybe every 20, 30 hours. And that basically wraps it up. If you do this after every time you ride, your bike will actually run for you. You won't have issues when you get to the track. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe.